Hello and welcome back to the Football Terrace. Good afternoon and welcome to the packed lunch. Very, very excited to be back with you again today. We're here, of course, at Unit 7. Big Bet Victor show tonight, live at 9 p.m. Make sure you're tuning in. News from the Manchester Evening News this afternoon is that the hierarchy at Manchester United have decided to sack Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Their information today is that decision has been made, but they are waiting to take decisive and key action, and they're waiting for the new replacement to be firmed up. This comes at the same time as Laurie Whitwell telling us that Man United haven't had any serious conversations as of yet because they don't want any leaks to come out. They don't want to disrespect Ole. There are further reports today that Ole has refused or is refusing to step down. It does appear, if we couple this onto the news from yesterday, that Brendan Rodgers still that front runner. Brendan Rodgers, according to Graham Bailey, according to 90 Min, according to a number of outlets yesterday, has told Man United if the official offer comes in after preliminary talks, he would accept the Manchester United job. We know now talks confirmed by Duncan Castles and by Christian Falk have happened between the camps of Zidane and Man United, and Zidane isn't ready to jump into bed or into a new job in general just yet. But the Manchester Evening News have confirmed today that sources have told them that the Manchester United hierarchy have decided to sack Ole. They don't want an interim. They want somebody new to come in and replace him. If they can get the deal done for Brendan Rodgers, Ten Hag, Zidane, whoever it may be, during the season, he will be removed from his job. If they can't, he could remain until the end of the season. So a lot of the news that's been coming out in the past 3 or 4 weeks is really starting to come together now and make a little bit more sense. Of course, the most important people when it comes to this news are you, the Football Terrace community. We're here for the next half an hour or so to gauge your opinion. Make sure that like button is being smashed. Remember, if we hit 500 likes, I'll give you another clue in the Football Terrace secret phrase that we'll go into a little bit later. We have had someone already guess the secret phrase, and is it professional foul? It's not professional foul, but that's a very good guess indeed. I want to do some of your comments here. Lewis says, this is not happening. I hear a lot of people don't think Man United are going to sack Ole, or they're not even looking to sack Ole. I would love to understand why you think that is. Is it because they want Ole to remain their yes man? Is it incompetence? What, in your view, is it that is stopping them from moving on from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Steve here, who is I don't know who he supports actually, but he says Ole is staying. The devil's advocate in the house says, I don't see us paying the demands Leicester to buy out Brendan Rodgers mid-season. All smoke and mirrors, I feel. Yeah, I get a lot of people. Do you know what it is for me? I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical because of how we run as a football club. So I totally get you on that. I really do. LFC say sources, trust me, bro. Again, none of this information is mine. We've shared in the live comment section where it's come from. It's trending news on social media right now. The Manchester Evening News. Remember yesterday when Luckhurst was reporting that from the Manchester Evening News that a Man United player has been sending him threatening, family have sent him threatening emails. When the Manchester Evening News said yesterday Ole could stay till the end of the season, we believed it. Boom, 100%. Like I say, all stories that come out, if it's from a newspaper, the newspapers will never reveal their sources. Fabrizio doesn't tell you his sources. No one's ever going to tell you who the sources are. My view is this. You take a big punch of salt with the stories, but you don't disregard them either. What I would say is this, and I've been talking about this for a while. I'm frustrated that Ole's still here like everybody else. But I felt the only reason he is because Man United are trying to secure who they feel is the right manager. Now, you and I are going to have a different preference who that person is. We are. I would prefer Zidane. Some people have phoned in and said, I don't want Zidane, I want Ten Hag. Some people said, no, I want Prem Proven, Brendan Rodgers to be better. Everyone has a different standpoint. But when you look at the news at the moment, it does feel like Brendan Rodgers is the front runner and is coming closer. But if they can't do a deal, Ole's going to stay. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know your feelings on that. We have another super chat that's come in here. Thank you very much. We appreciate them a lot of the Terrace. It says, Brendan Rodgers out. He's not good enough for Man United. I'm already starting the Brendan Rodgers out campaign. Brendan Rodgers out. Already a campaign here. Can you imagine? Can you imagine my shock? Is the secret phrase the hand of frog? At first I thought, what is that? And then remembered France versus the Republic of Ireland. And then I'm like, it makes sense now. I'm going to share the link for you to phone in. We're also talking Jordan Pickford today as well. Big trending news in the Tottenham spaces that Antonio Conte wants to bring in Jordan Pickford to compete with Hugo Lloris, England's #1 to Tottenham Hotspur. I want your thoughts and feelings on that news story that is circulating and doing the rounds as well. Tamps here says, can we do this all type of news, please? Can we do this to all types of news? What do you mean? Like, we can, but of course we only have limited time to speak and streams we do per day. So that, for instance, tonight on the Bet Victor show, we're going to cover multiple previews and stories leading into the weekend. I will always pick the biggest stories that are going around. So until Manchester Evening News put this story out, I was going to go with the Jordan Pickford news. This kind of surpasses it, but absolutely. Orlando here says, not happening clearly because of PR. If we couldn't get Poch when he was free, how are we going to get in contract Rodgers? So when you say PR, do you feel like they've got no? So are you essentially saying you don't think they've got any plans to sack Ollie, and they're just saying that, and then they'll say, "Oh, we weren't able to get Brendan Rodgers out of a contract. We couldn't convince Jodan to come mid-season, therefore Ollie stays." I hear you. In fairness, it's the first time anyone's put it that way to me. That's how it reads anyway. You might have a different train of thought and want to let me know, because I don't want to put words in your mouth at all, brother. That's not really my style at all. Fofana to Chelsea news. Yeah, I saw the Fofana to Chelsea news. He's got a broken leg, or he's recovering from it. That isn't happening until at least the summer. And even then, Chelsea are going to want to see him in action again before they part with money. Whenever you have a severe leg break, ankle break, cruciate injury, a club is very unlikely to pump money into you until they see that you've returned in the right way. It's happened on occasions, famously Ruud van Nistelrooy. But we'll see what happens with that one. But Fofana's a very good defender, and Chelsea are definitely looking to bolster that area of their team. No doubt about it whatsoever. Let's have a little look here. Very bad move for Pickford is what Ray's got to say. I hear you on that. No, I don't hear you on that. I think it's a good move. Do you know what's interesting is people get kind of triggered by managers wanting homegrown talent, but you see it more and more regularly these days. I kind of feel, for me, there's something I want to do. If I ever get the opportunity to interview a manager again, I should have asked this of Sam Allardyce, but I really want to ask it of a foreign-born, an international manager in the Prem. Why is there this propensity for whatever country these managers work in to like have a kind of core or a group of players that are homegrown? There seems to be an attraction towards it. Maybe that, again, what I find strange is we debate it as fans, right? As fans, we're like, oh, it's right, it's wrong, overhyped English, this, and you probably find people say it in France at times, probably find people say it in Germany. I don't know. We're not on their socials. I've never heard anybody ask the managers why. I've never seen in a single interview a manager ask the question, why is there such a focus on doing that? I'd love to know what their rhyme or reason was. Maybe we should just ask them, and it might put all our minds at rest with that type of thing. De Ligt is also linked to Chelsea. He is linked to Chelsea as well. Again, I can't. So we spoke about that again. You do need to watch more of our shows. That came up on the Done Deal show on Tuesday morning with Dean Jones. And most people don't feel like Juve are going to let him go at this point. He can't have too long left on his contract now. It must be into his last couple of years coming up soon. I suppose he's been there 3 seasons. So maybe. RDX is the phrase go to VAR. The phrase isn't go to VAR, but that's a very good guess, my friend. Remember that the secret phrase clues so far have been Arsenal have a connection to it, rivals don't like it, and you love it when it happens to your team. They are the 3 clues. Get your super chats in, have a little bit of a guess. Make sure that like button's been smashed as well. I'm going to share the link in the live comment section now for you to phone in and have your say about this news. To reiterate again, the news that's come out today, there's 2 big stories around Ollie. One, he is refusing at this moment in time to move on from Manchester United. The second piece of news is from the Manchester Evening News, and I'll read this out verbatim. Man United Chiefs have made the decision to sack Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, with decisive action likely to be taken as soon as a suitable replacement has been lined up. That is the news they're coming out with today. Do you believe it? Do you feel they're lying? What is your thoughts and your feelings? I'm going to share the link, as I say now, in the live comment section for you to phone in, grab, put up onto, and come in and have your say. Because I want to hear from you this morning on the terrace. If you're a Spurs fan, I want to hear from you about Jordan Pickford as well. Are you excited about the idea of England's #1 coming into your football club? Is this a case of trusting, like trusting what's going on at Tottenham, trusting, in my opinion, the best manager you've had in the Premier League era? There's no one you've had at Conte's level. So is it about trusting him? I want to know what you think and feel about that, people. Bell us up now. Give us your thoughts and feelings. Denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. That isn't the secret phrase. But again, thank you very, very much indeed for having a pop, having a guess, and telling us what you think and feel. Got some callers coming through now as well, which is really, really nice. Let's have a little look at a few different things. Liar, liar, pants on blood clot fire. That's not the phrase, my friend. That isn't the secret phrase, buddy. But I don't even know where that phrase is from. But there we go. Anyone wondering where the news stories are from? I know you've all got the internet because you're watching this, and I know you've all got socials. Go check them out, my people. Go check out the stories. They are out now for everybody to see. They're there. They're thereabouts. Right. Get Maguire out of our club. Did you see what Fabio? I always get his surname wrong. What's his surname, Danny? Cannavaro. That's the one. He really likes Maguire. We talk about how good Maguire is. I'm like, don't let anybody read this article. I only saw like a tweet like referring to it. I wasn't reading it on the Sun. Really rates Maguire. I'm intrigued to know. One thing that's playing on my mind about this potential new manager, and I kind of wanted to ask people that today. What players are currently disrespected and not liked in the Man United squad do you think a new manager will rejuvenate? Who do you think a new manager is going to make good? I'd love your thoughts and your feelings on that. I really, really would. We have another guest here that says, is the phrase St. Tottenham's Day? It isn't St. Tottenham's Day, but thank you very much for having a little guest there and having a go on the phrase. Is the phrase "is yours gold"? No, it isn't. That's another really good attempt, buddy. Another really, really good attempt there. Right, first on the show with me this morning, we're going to get Raj Napal is going to come. Napal, sorry, is going to come on and have his say with us today. Tell us what he thinks and what he feels. Let's do this. Welcome to the terrace, buddy. What's on your mind?
Hello, Terry. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very good. I'm very, very good. What are you here to speak about, buddy?
I'm going to take over Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as a manager.
Go on, then. Go for it. Speak up.
Yes, the club is taking the more time, I think, more than needed time to sack him. And I think Edward needs to answer the question in this case, I guess.
Sorry, say that again. Hello? Oh, he's gone. I couldn't hear him too. I don't know if you guys could really hear him at all clearly. He's obviously cut off there as well. I'm going to go to B-Man. B-Man's now with us.
Hi guys, how y'all doing?
Very good.
I just woke up. I just woke up. Just saw the headline. So if it's true, then first I'd like to thank Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and express my supreme sadness that despite my doubts on whether he could put it off, I truly wanted it to work. Like in my heart, like my brain was saying it's not gonna work, but in my heart I truly wanted it to work. I really wanted him to be successful in this football club. But in life things don't work out. I have no hard feelings. I wish him all the best for his family. Thank him for the sacrifices, the stress, all the hard work he's put into the football club.
Yeah,
and
look, I hear you on that. Yeah, go on, mate. What's your second point?
And my second point is that Last year, a few years ago, I came on the show and I defended David De Gea when the same United fans online were trashing him, calling him, saying he was gone, he was finished. I'm not willing to write off Harry Maguire. He's a very good player. He's just going through a tough spell right now. So I truly believe with better coaching, he can still turn it around. So I'm still backing Harry Maguire to turn it around. Still got those leadership qualities. Still has that quality as a footballer. He just needs better coaching and a more stable defense, because what we don't talk about is that United haven't had a very stable back four this season. Varane has been in and out. I would like to see, like this season, a prolonged run with those two in the center of defense, really developing their relationship. I think it would be better, plus with additional better coaching. Truly believe our defense is gonna take a big upswing.
Look, I've said it a few times that when it comes to new managers we've seen at Chelsea recently with Tuchel, we've seen Jordan Henderson with Liverpool Football Club. There are players that certain managers can get hold of, turn around, transform. Everyone's going to have a different. Some will say it'll be Donny and Fred. Some will say it'll be McTominay. Some will say it'll be AWB. Some will say it'll be Maguire. I think he's got a good opportunity. Whether it's Brendan Rodgers, whether it's Ten Hag, whether it's Zidane, all of those managers are far superior coaches and have a better CV, play better football than Ollie. And that's not a pop at Ollie. That's just facts as far as I'm concerned. We will see players improve. And I think as well, having a manager that's very good, especially from a coaching point of view, will kind of help iron out a lot of the issues that we have as fans when it comes to kind of deliberating and debating who we think is and isn't good enough for our teams. I think when you've got a manager that we clearly know isn't of the standard, you get into this kind of situation whereby you can't, it's hard to almost assess, right? It's almost difficult to turn around and judge individual players. Fred, for instance, for Brazil, and I don't watch a lot of Brazil games, but everybody tells me he plays well for Brazil, but he isn't doing that for Man United on a regular basis. We see Harry Maguire for England and Leicester before him play well on a consistent basis. So why is he able to do it for a certain manager and certain team and setup, but not at Old Trafford? Now, it could be they can't handle the pressure. That pressure cripples them. But I'm sure playing for Brazil and England comes with its own pressures. So I don't like. I'm looking at it now that we know there's a big issue with the manager and his coaching. As a Man United fan, what I'd be excited about would be to see how the new manager, if he comes in, would be able to improve this squad. So I do hear you on that completely, mate. B-Man, great call as ever, mate. Really appreciate it, bro. And we'll speak again soon, okay? Top man. Thank you very much indeed. Big respect to B-Man, everybody there. Eddie here, thank you very much for becoming an official Academy member of the Football Terrace. That means a great deal to us, my friend. Nav says, why are we not talking about the Stockport game? Should we be? Is something happened there? Something I've missed? Is the phrase top four is a trophy? The phrase isn't top four is a trophy, but thank you very much for having a go, my friend. That means a great deal to me. Minerals FC is on the show next. Man like Johnny, big Chelsea fans on the show now to have you say with us. Welcome to the Terrace, mate. What's on your mind?
How you doing, Terry? You all right, geezer?
I'm not bad, mate. I'm not bad. I'm getting a lot of abuse the last few days, but apart from that, I'm all good.
Yeah. Join the club, mate. Join the club. Listen, let's have it right. I mean, I'll talk about United, obviously. With Chelsea, like, obviously, at the minute, season ticket prices tripling. It's a joke, mate. For the capacity of the stadium currently, it doesn't warrant that for me. If you're building a new stadium, then fair play. Go ahead and up the ante on the prices. But right now, I think it's just unjustifiable at the minute. But that's another discussion. I'm going to talk because I've got a couple of my best mates are season ticket holders at United, right? And they were always backing Ollie, yeah, backing Ollie all the way, regardless of all the other I don't know, how can you say, other groups of people that want him out or calling him out. Now, personally, I see a bit of a similarity between him and Lamps in the sense that inexperience is there, clearly. Game management, within games, team selections, that's where Ollie's failed for me. And Lamps had a lot of that in his second season. Where I will say what I personally think is, I would say Ollie in all the way. Yeah, obviously, I think for me, Ollie, right, what he's done for your club needs to be shown more respect by your fan base, because your fan base right now calling him out, being abusive to him, all this nonsense. The guy's built a fantastic team, a great squad of players, right? And it's something that you've needed to do for a long period of time, since even Fergie left. Even under Mourinho, Van Gaal and Moyes, your team was never nowhere near the team you got now. So that's all because of Ollie. Ollie's basically restructured behind the scenes as much as he can do, all right, minus the Glazers and all them lot, all right? They're the ones pulling the strings. So the Glazers will always be a problem, all right? And the people within their culture, right, they will be a problem as well. Because man's like David Gill, yeah? People like him are very, very rare in the game, yeah? And you lost him as well as Fergie. So you've had to restructure that side of it as well, and that's not going too well under the Glazers. Let's be real about it.
True.
But for me, I feel like changing a manager right now is a bit of a risk. And when I say it's a bit of a risk, Ollie is more than capable of getting you top four, right? He's more than capable. Granted, he's got Ronaldo and he's brought Sancho in, yeah. But for me, that was sugarcoating by the Glazers. They've got no intention of really competing at the highest level to win titles. Like any football fan can see that. So whether you have Ollie or you have a Zidane or Brendan Rodgers, that sort of mentality will still be there. All right. It's just down to that manager being more experienced to try and get the best out of what he's got. But I still see a lot of flaws in your team. Whether you get a Zidane or Brendan Rodgers, they're still going to have those problems that Ollie's got this season, because you need to buy a couple of players, especially in the midfield area.
Yeah, do you know what? Look, I think Ollie definitely, we know Ollie's got the ability to make top four because he's done it twice. So it is. I think that he's lost people though now, and the pressure of the squad that was built has really made him crumble, and it's not worked. You know, he's had to make some adjustments with new players, and it's clicked. And I think it's fallen apart and crumbled, and the house of cards has fallen down. I do think there are still some holes within this squad that may need to be addressed before certain managers could make us win a title. But I think with the way Brendan Rodgers, the way Ten Hag, the way Zidane play football with this squad, they'd be able to get a tune out of it that would, in my opinion, would guarantee top four. I think the biggest issue for Ollie right now is the growing concern amongst the fringe players towards him in the squad. And that's where I also see Ollie panicking, because he promised them more game time. He promised them that he would use them more this year, and he's failed to do it. And in fact, some of the decisions in this past 3 to 4 week period of football, if you take out the international breaks and put it together as a collective 4 or 5 week period, some of his decision making has been even more warped than normal. Yeah, and I just think that sometimes you get to this point where enough is enough and you've got to move on from it. But listen, really good points raised, Johnny. Thank you for calling into the show, mate. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, nice one. Thanks for having me on. And by the way, Minerals FC, Chelsea FC, we're winning the title this year. Let's have it right. We're going all the way, mate. All the way.
I hear you on that, bro. Top, man. Thank you very much for belling us up today, Johnny. Really appreciate it, mate. Thank you very much indeed. A few people asking again, where is this sack decision information come from? This has been published by the Manchester Evening News today. Their words they were pinned into the live comment section, but I had to remove them to pin the call-in section. But their words were, and I'll read them out again verbatim for you, directly from the Manchester Evening News, brand new news today, that Man United Chiefs have made the decision to sack Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, with decisive action likely to be taken as soon as a suitable replacement has been lined up. Laurie Whitwell today has kind of played down the talks that United reportedly have, but don't buy into that. And the reason I say that is this. The talks are always done through intermediaries at this stage. United haven't sat in a room directly with Brendan Rodgers. It'll be done via an intermediary. So it's easy to play down and go, we've had no serious talks with Brendan Rodgers. That's true. It's actually a fact. But they've done it via somebody else, and whatnot. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Jodan Pickford to Tottenham as well. Look, I look at it this way. I think that's a really good move for him. I think he needs to go to a club bigger than Everton, and I think in the contemporary sense, Tottenham are there. They've got a world-class manager. He's the England #1. He's got to stretch himself further. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. He has to go out and do that. Got some super chats to do here. Strict Bear says, can you fix the... Oh, is the like button up again? I literally don't check it. Let me go and check now. There we go. That should be up on your screens now, my wonderful people. That's been done. Thank you, Strict Bear. Is the phrase victory through harmony? No, it isn't. That's an interesting guess, but no, it isn't. Is the phrase end of the season form? I like that. That isn't. You didn't watch the Bolton game last night in the FA Cup. No, I didn't watch it. I had a bit of an evening away from football. Thank you. But thank you for the super chat. Is the phrase dropping points? No, I get why you've got to that through connecting the 3 clues, though. Very well used. David, thank you for your super chat. You didn't say anything, but a massive thank you to you for putting that in. Is the phrase smash and grab? No. But again, very, very good guess indeed. How have they got it when the club has said nothing, though? Forget what the club are saying publicly. What I kind of find at the minute is a lot of the big tier ones are almost mouthpieces to the clubs. That's why they then get the breaking news just before everybody else. They toe the party line. They say what the club wants to hear. Remember, all the big boys for 3 weeks have said, no talks with any manager, no talks with any managers, no talks with any managers. Now they're saying, no serious talks with managers. You had Christian Falk, though, blow that all out the water by talking about the conversations with Zidane. And Zidane just saying, look, I'm interested, but not right now, maybe in the summer. 2 days earlier, all the big boys said, there's no talks with Zidane. It's nonsense. The club are never going to admit any of this publicly. They want to do their best to keep it as quiet as they can around what's going on, especially if they miss out on a target. Man United give it Billy Big Balls, chatting to Varane, bruv, doing big things, doing bits, and then he says no. They look stupid, and they want to try and protect themselves on that. There's definitely been conversations going on. Too many verified and credible journalists in the past 3 to 4 weeks have spoken about it for there to be no fire at all. There's too much smoke for there to be no fire. Have United got a decision yet? No, and I believe that Zidane's been the #1 choice. They've been holding off on firming up things with Brendan Rodgers. If Zidane categorically says it isn't happening, they then need to make a decision. Do they go for Rodgers now and sack Ole? Or do they wait until the end of the season to try and go for Zidane again? I don't believe, my personal opinion is, I don't believe they're sticking with Ole because they want a yes man in charge. I don't believe he's been given a stay of execution anymore. I've changed my mind on that based on the information that's come out this week. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But that's just my take on it. What I would personally like to see this weekend is beat Watford and then they sack him and bring the new guy in. That would show me that they've had a plan all along. But we'll see. And if it turns out to be wrong, then it turns out to be wrong. But it does feel like something's going on at the moment. Something's cooking behind the scenes there, is my view. The rebuild element under Ole deserves major credit. It does. And there's been some great pieces done by people on that in the past. Is the phrase, why didn't you go to VAR? It isn't, but that's another really good guess, my friend. Thank you. Look, we are live again, and I'm sorry we're at the end of the show now because someone else has got to jump in here. But listen, smash that like button for me. We're back live tonight, 9 p.m. on the Bet Victor Show. All of these topics will come up there for you as well. Subscribe to the channel before you leave. All our super chatters and brand new members, thank you. But until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless.